Hey, welcome to Philosophy in Beam today. In this video, I'm going to show you how to hack a Revit routing system to model like a string light as this image show. This is a parametric string light family that I'm using the routing system in Revit to do it. Okay, alright, let's jump right into it. Okay, so let's take a look in the 3D view here. First of all, as I select this family here, you'll see that this is a routing. Okay, so routing has been an underutilized feature in Revit because it's very complicated. But once you kind of know how to break it down, the components from the baluster to the handrail to the support family, you can take advantage of the routing system to model something completely different, such as this example here, like a outdoor string light. And you can see that here, I have two sets of string light here. This is the one with the round post. This one actually is a straight run of the string light. On this one here on the right, it is a string light with the metal square post. Look closely. If I look at the elevation here, you'll see that my string light is actually sagging. And at the end of the video, I'll show you how to do the trick to get this effect, to model this, as a routing. Okay, so to do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through how to go about this pretty much from A through Z, So in order to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and using just a sample file, like a out the box template that I have it here. So nothing fancy. I'm gonna go straight from using a out the box template. This is a Imperial commercial template. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the system routing that we have here. So I'm in the level 1 floor plan. Let's go to the architectural tab and let's go to the routing here. As I go to the routing, these are the kind of out the box routing type that I have that comes with the template, right? So there are 5 of them. It doesn't really matter which one that you are using, because what we are about to do is to make a duplicate of the routing system and basically build our own string light system. I'm just gonna pick this one here because this is something more simple and handrail rectangular. I'm just gonna go run probably like about 39 feet, 40 feet of length, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish it. So let's go ahead and take a look in the 3D view. So this is, like I said, it's a very standard, very typical Revit routing here. There's really nothing fancy, right? It's got a square rail with some vertical picket, regardless of the material. So what we're going to do, the first thing is to make sure that we're going to always start off with an edit type and make a duplicate here. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and name it exactly the way I have it. I'm just going to call it routing string lights. Okay, I'm going to hit OK to continue. Basically, what we're about to do is we're going to basically rip apart everything that we need. We're going to build these components from baluster to railing or to handrail to the support family one at a time. So first thing first, I'm gonna go ahead and remove some of these settings from this defaulted routing type. So let's go straight to the baluster placement. What we're going to do is we're not going to use any internal baluster. So first thing I'm gonna go ahead to do is to set this baluster family to none, just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and hit apply. So you can see that the preview is going to update it with this setting here. The second thing I'm going to do is I have to build a new baluster family to do the post. So to do that, I'm not going to remove anything just yet. But what I'm going to do is to go to the setting here. Instead of the top rail element, under this setting, I'm going to choose host. I'm going to choose all these top to use the hose as a top. The hose means that kind of the ground level. All right. I also want to make sure that I have the appropriate height for this post. So in this case, my example is about a 6 feet 6 pole for my string light. So I'm gonna go ahead and type it 6 feet 6 right now for all the stat posts, corner posts, and end posts, just like that. All right, I'm gonna hit apply. You'll see that it is updating my preview as well. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK to finish this baluster settings. All right, so let's look at the railing structure, which is the second one here. If I go to the edit type again, you'll see that currently nothing is set to the railing setting, which are the horizontal element. Again, if you're using the other railing types, chances are there will be a bunch of the railing profile assigned to this setting. So in this case, I just want to remind you that you do not want to have any profile assigned to this railing setting. So in this case, if you're using other settings, other railing type, go ahead and select all of them and hit delete to remove them. Okay, I'm going to talk about this horizontal element in just a second. All right, I'm going to hit apply and OK. So that'll leave us the horizontal profile, which is in this case called top rail. For our string light, we are actually not going to be using top rail, and there's a reason for that. So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck this box that says I do not want to use the top rail. Actually, you know what? I want to show you what the top rail is. So within the top rail setting, you can go into that to the top rail setting. The reason I'm not using top rail is there is not a possible way for me to use the support family. I'm going to go talk more in details about what a support family is in Revit or in railing. You can see that right now, all the setting here, there's not a setting for me to choose a support family. So you can see that in just a second once I choose the handrail. So for that reason, I'm not using the top rail. So that's basically what it is. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Again, I'm disabling the top rail from here, regardless of the height of the type. However, I am using the handrail 1 or perhaps handrail 2. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and use handrail 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to assign a type. By default, there should be a circular type here. It's 1.5 inch. So let's take a look at the setting of the handrail. There are a number of things for the handrail type, and again, I'm going to skip right everything just to the support family. You can see that there is a support family here. So right now the support family is set to none. And so when I click on it, usually the default of the box template should have one support family come with the template, which is this one here. Again, I'm going to go ahead and use that for the time being. And let's go take a look at the other settings here. The profile, we're going to do something about that in just a second. Okay, and the height, I want the height, which is basically this height is to define the height of my core or my cable for my string light. Of course, if you want your cable to be taller or higher, you don't want to set it to 3 feet. So you can say, you know what, I'm going to set it to 5 feet right now. The hand clearance, I'm going to set it as 0. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and do something about the handrail profile in just a little bit. For now, I'm just going to leave it the way it is now. Here's second thing here. As far as the support family goes, I want to make sure that I can control the dimension or the distance of the support family. So I do not want it to align with post because that would defeat the purpose. As a matter of fact, I actually want it to be like a fixed distance so that I can tell how much and how far apart I want to have each support family. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to 2 feet right now. I don't want it to be too many. Just like that. The justification, you can leave it as begin, doesn't matter, or you can leave it as begin, center, or end. I'm gonna go ahead and choose center so that I can kind of control where my support family go. Is going to be starting from the center of the rail, and then it's going to spread out from left and right direction of the rail. All right, and so I will have to come back to tweak more the setting, but for now I'm just going to leave it the way it is now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit apply. Okay, and let's hit apply again to see the preview. Nothing happened quite yet, so because I have to go to the handrail here, I have to tell Revit whether or not I want this handrail to be applied to the left side or the right side, or left and right side. Of course, it doesn't really matter. Now I'm gonna go choose the left and hit apply. Actually, Revit's gonna throw you a funny message here. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to say okay. And you see the preview kind of picks up something kind of funny over here. It doesn't matter for now because I just want to kind of make sure that some of the settings are put in place. This is what the support family is going to look like. I know it looks incomplete. Like I said, it's going to be okay because we're going to build our own support family, or a custom one later. I'm going to go ahead and okay to continue. And then let's take a look. Okay, well, this happens. The support, again, this support family, Revit doesn't quite like it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit cancel first. I'm gonna go back and do a quick changes there. It looks like I have to redo some of the settings again. That's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the baluster setting. Go ahead and remove it first of all. I'm going to do it very quickly here. All right. Okay, so that will get us back to on track. We don't need anything here. We don't want any top rail. We want a handrail one to be assigned. And for now, I know what's going on. I need to set the key clearance over here as a placeholder. I'm going to go ahead and set it to, it was 3.5 inch, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and set it to 4 right now, so the Revit doesn't scream at me. All right, and I'm going to set this to left. Okay, there it is. It's working this time. Revit is not going to scream. Okay, as you can see from here, you can pretty much kind of guess what is going to happen, right? Like I said, this is going to be the post of my string light, and again, this horizontal rod is going to become the cable, and then this support family is basically going to become the lights itself. Okay, all right, so we're gonna continue to make customization on this setting here. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the post. So I can use the square post for my post here. So let's look for one instead of building one from scratch. So I'm gonna go to the project browser. Under railing here, there should be some baluster. I have a baluster round, or I have a baluster square type. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one, right click here and make an edit. So basically this is a out of the box baluster family. I'm just gonna go ahead and make some minor modifications, and I'm gonna go ahead and use it for my own post. Okay, so let's go to the project browser and go to the right hand side elevation. Let's go ahead and bump the scale here. I'm gonna go change it to be more legible. A couple things here. The only thing that I intend to keep essentially is the baluster height, which is this one here, because this is the one that's going to allow me to control the overall height of the post, since the post is not going to carry any angle. So for that reason, I'm not going to keep any of this parameter here. I can simply go ahead and remove them. just like that. Just select all of these angle parameter and all of this reference plane. I do not need it. I can go ahead and delete it as well. You notice that if I'm going to be using this baluster, there will be a void that was cutting the angle of my baluster, and for that reason I do not need it. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this void for the top and bottom as well, just like that. I should have another one here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the void, and as well as this reference plane. That should leave me just a geometry here. This is an extrusion. Of course, what's going to happen is I want to make sure that my extrusion is constrained to my baluster height. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and use my align command to select it and align and lock my extrusion, just like that. Okay, and let's take a look in the 3D view. Again, this is just a square post. So let's go ahead and take a look at the type there that we have. Under the family types here, there are a couple of parameters that I removed earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these parameters as well, so that it just kind of keep my family clean. I'm going to go ahead and delete this and hit the delete parameter. And it looks like some of these parameters still associate with the geometry here. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. If you go to the edit extrusion, yeah, looks like some of these parameter is still connected to, yeah, this width 1 inch. It is controlling the size of that. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this here. As you can see that the W1 and the W1 here, I don't need it. I don't need it. I can go ahead and remove that parameter, as well as this equal dimension. If you notice my sample file, I do have a, let's go take a look for a second. My square post, I do have these kind of anchor plate at the end. So if you want to get more detail, you can definitely model that plate in your family, in your post. So therefore, you can basically repurpose this plate here for your mount plate family. Again, for the sake of time right now, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. So I can actually go ahead and delete this reference plane and just keeping the geometry right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the family type and go ahead and remove W1, just like that. This time I don't have any warning. Again, I don't need these angle parameter, but I can certainly leave it the way it is, because again, this is the built-in parameter. Revit doesn't allow me to do to remove it. I can just go ahead and leave it alone. But anything else, if I can remove it, I can certainly remove those parameters. So it looks like everything is here to stay, which is okay. The last thing I want is to make sure that these types are still working the way it's supposed to. So I'm gonna go ahead and flex this family types here, and they do change it here. So I can, in this case, keep all these sizes the way it is, or I can just remove what I don't need. Doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna default it back to 1.5 inch for my post and hit OK. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and save this family as a new family again, because I don't want it to be I don't want to load it back and then changing and overwrite my existing family. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and say file, save as family. I'm going to go ahead and put it to the desktop right now, and this is going to be my square post. I'm going to name it baluster post, square post. Actually name it square post, just like that. All right, I'm going to hit save. That is enough for me to show this as an example. I'm going to go ahead and load this back to my project directly, to my project 1, and hit OK to continue. Okay, so let's take a look in the 3D view again. So now let's go back to this routing type and go to edit type here. And let's go ahead and switch out this baluster with the new one that we made. So in this case, I am going to choose this start pose, and I'm going to go back and choose the one I just created. I'm going to go with the 1.5 inch square pose, just like this. 1.5 inch, just like that. Hit apply. Yeah, you can see that the preview actually picked up the changes there. Everything looks good. Actually, I don't want this to be, I'm just gonna zero out all these settings here. And that looks pretty good now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK to continue. And hit apply and OK to continue. You can see that the changes actually been made to reflect this wearing type. Okay, let's keep going. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to actually update or make a new profile for the cable, or for the cable for the lights. The cable is actually going to be one of the profiles. Let's look at the project browser and look under the families and profiles here. Notice that these are the existing profile family that you can already utilize. There is a circular handrail. This is the one that's currently being used. So as a matter of fact, if I going to make a new type, because again, I don't want my cable of my light to be 1 inch in diameter, as you can see that over here. So what I want is, I'm just going to go ahead and make a smaller type. I can right click or duplicate from here. For the cable, I want it to be kind of tiny, because again, I want it to be like 1/4 of an inch diameter, right? So I'm just going to type that. Now that I have a new type, I want to double click over here. That should open up the type property of the profile. In this case, I can basically update this diameter here, which is going to be 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to type 0.25 here, just like that. Hit apply and OK, and that's it. So now I just made a cable, pretty much for the for kind of my handrail, right? So I'm going to go back to this one here. Go to edit type. And let's go to the handrail one over here first. I'm going to click on the 3 dots. Instead of changing the system here, I'm going to go ahead and make a duplicate type. I'm going to call it cable, probably again 1/4 of an inch here, like so. And I'm going to go to the profile and simply choose the new one over here. This is 1/4 inch of the circular handrail that I just made, and then hit apply first. I'm gonna have to come back to the support family and make more modifications. So right now I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I'm gonna hit OK, and then let's kind of look at the 3D view here and hit apply. And you notice the preview is also updated here as well. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK again. All right, so you can see that now I'm just closer. I'm just one step closer for this string light family. Okay, so if we look at the side view here, right, it's still kind of offset here, which is okay, because right now there is a 3-inch offset from the center line of the railing because of the handrail or the support family. Again, I have to have a custom family for the support family in order for this to all work together. Okay, so now is the critical step. So let's talk about the support family here. The way the support family is that I can tap, I can hit the tab key on my keyboard, and I can select just the support family in the entire routing system. The kind of flexibility of the support family is that you can use this pin to unpin it and you'll be able to move it around the line of this handrail. This is always the possibility from the support family standpoint in Revit, and this is one of the reasons why I'm trying to hack this support family to do things that I want, because again, this is where I can use a lighting fixture family and then have it as a light. I'm going to show you again how to do that. So not only you can slide around the path of this handrail, you can also make copy. So in this case, I can make copy however many I want. So if you want to have more or less of the support family along the system, you can simply use copy, or simply yet you can delete them as well. You can use delete and delete the one from the original as well as the one that you made a copy for. So again, very, very flexible. Okay. So one thing I need to do is I need to start a new support family. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and go to File tab, New Family. I'm going to go ahead and go to the Template Family folder. Notice that if you browse through the entire template folder here, you're not going to see one that is for support family. That's totally fine. Because what you can do is you can go ahead and use the generic model template. I'm going to show you how, right? So select the generic model template and hit open. First thing you're going to need to do is to go to the edit type. Not edit type, I'm sorry, go to family category and parameters. You can choose from generic model and switch it to you have to hit the plus sign, the railing support family, just like that. The second you're going to choose the support family, it's going to convert a generic model to a support family, and that's how you do it. I'm going to hit OK. Okay. Now I want to model my geometry here. The key here is I'm not actually going to model the light fixture in this template. You'll be like, wait, what? Why not? Because I thought that we're going to be using the support family as a light fixture. So if I model the light inside the support family there, it's going to show up as light. And that's how I create a string light, right? No, that's not it actually. There is an extra step. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my sample file here. Okay, so in this sample file, I have a number of a light fixture family already in this project. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one called patio light. I'm going to go ahead and edit the family here. So first thing first is, this is a light fixture family, right? This is, again, let's take a look. If I go to the family categories here, this is a light fixture family. So I want to make sure that this is a light fixture family in Revit from a category standpoint. I don't want this to be a support family. Okay, so you can use any of the light fixture that you have. The key that you have to remember, let's go to the front elevation. I want to make sure that the mount of my light fixture is right below the reference level over here. You can see this is where my light is. This is where my string light is going to connect to the cable, right? So this is how you're going to model the light. As long as you model the light fixture based on this reference level as a insertion point, you should be fine. The other thing you also need to remember is that under the properties here, I want to make sure that this family is set to share, because by default it's not. So these are the two criteria. Make sure that this is a light fixture family, and make sure the share checkbox is checked. That means that this is going to be a share family. Okay. So how you model the light fixture? Again, there's so many light fixture out there. I'm not going to get into the details today, but maybe for the future videos I will. But basically what happens is I can Google a lot of light fixture that I have in the website, and this is the one I show you. This is the one that I just downloaded, Google it, and this is kind of the string light that I want. And so I basically just take a screenshot and place that as an image, and then I can model these as a revolve, just like that. You can see that this is just a revolve here, and then I can make the shape out of that. That would be the same for my light bulb, or for the glass, or for the filament, or for the housing. Pretty much you can model something very, very simple and easy just based on any image that you can find, whether it's from the product website or even from some generic image from just by Googling it here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all these images here. And like I said, now that I have this as a light fixture, one other thing, if you want this to actually render with lights, you kind of want to make sure that there is a light source applied to it. Again, today I'm not gonna get into the details of the light source. I probably can do another video about light fixture in general and how to deal with light source in the Revit light fixture family. Again, leave a comment if you like more of these, and I'll make sure that I probably make some future videos down the road. Okay, what I want to do is I want to show you how to utilize this light fixture and as inside the support family. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to simply load, or I call it nesting, by nesting this light fixture to my support family. My support family currently right now is the family 1. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just drop this light fixture here. So let's take a look in the elevation. Again, you can see that my light fixture is going to be right underneath the reference level. What I need to do is to make sure that they are aligned by using my align command. I want to make sure that this light fixture is aligned to the X and the Y direction. That is all. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the front view, and this is where you will see that this is my light fixture, right? Again, this is a shared nested family as a light fixture. However, I'm still in the support family right now. Okay. So I should go ahead and save this family first. I'm going to go ahead and save it. This is a support family. I'm going to call this support, so I know this is support family. And this is going to be carrying it for the lights. I'm going to call it nested lights for Revit. I'm going to hit save. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and load this support family to my project. I'm going to go ahead and do that. This is the project. Revit actually will allow you to place the support family on its own. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hit escape to cancel out my command. So let's go back to the 3D view again. All right. So let's take a look at this one. Let's go back to the to this railing and go to data type once again. This time I want to go back again. I want to go back and switch out the support family, right? So I want to go to this cable under the handrail 1. Go to the 3 dots. Let's go ahead and move it over here. And again, under the support family, I'm going to go ahead and choose the other one. There should only be the other one that I just loaded recently and nothing else. And I'm going to hit apply. Nothing quite happened yet. Since now I wanted to align everything all together, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to the hand clearance and set this to 0. And let me see, everything looks good. I'm gonna hit apply. Okay, I'm gonna hit apply once again. And let's take a look at the final result. Okay, well, this is kind of funny because this is the one that I copied earlier, so that shouldn't exist if I actually hit the push pin. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete it. It's kind of weird. Okay, there you go. So you can see that right now I have everything here. I have the post, which is a baluster. I have the cable, which is actually handrail from a profile, and I have the lights, right? So let's go ahead and make a new one, right? So let's say this is my current railing. So if I'm going to make a new one, I'm going to go ahead and go to the railing. I'm going to go ahead and choose the railing string light and just start a new one like that on the left, down below, and hit finish. And let's take a look in the 3D view. Oh wait, what happened? That is odd. Let's go and take a look. Oh, weird. I forgot to... Okay, yeah, that's messed up. I think I forgot to switch my cable type here somehow. Alright, let's go and fix it. And there you go. Yeah, looks like I must not have executed the changes earlier. But you can see that right now everything works. Okay, so let's take a look right now and what happened. As far as controlling the overall height, there are a couple of things you need to remember. So if I go to the edit type here, let's move over here. If you ever wanted to control the height of the post, you have to go to the baluster placement, right? Under the baluster placement here is under the start post and corner post and end post. So if you want the height to be something other than 6 feet 6, again, this is where you're gonna do it. Like I said, if I wanted like a 5 feet pole, I can do that. I can just update it here. Just like that. And you can see that now my cable is also at 5 feet. So in this case, if I wanted to adjust the light or the cable height, I need to make sure that to go back to the handrail type and change the height from 5 feet. In this case, I'm just going to raise it by 6 inch, doing 4 feet 6. Everything else can stay the same. I can leave the lights to support less thing light the way it is. You can see that everything is adjusted here. So pretty much now, if I wanted to, again, just go crazy, I can say, you know what, I want a series of lights. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. You can see that pretty much, yeah, now it will basically lay out a series of light here. Okay, you can take that one step further. So I'll show you in my sample file here. In this sample file, I actually have something that I did it just to show the possibilities. If I select the support family here, I can go to the edit type. I have a light fixture family type parameter that allow me to switch from different type. I can switch from patio light to something else like that. And I can basically make use of the same railing system and change this to a different light fixture altogether in just a matter of a few clicks, right? So I can totally do that, all right? And you can do that by actually assigning a family type parameter to the nested light fixture inside the support family. I know it's a mouthful, but you can totally do it. Okay, so let's go back to the example that I have here. Okay, so the last but not least is the sagging. You'll be like, how am I gonna do that? Right? How am I gonna model this sagging effect just like the real kind of string light? Yeah, you can do that. It's kind of a hack that I want to show you right now. Okay, I'm gonna save it for the last. Okay, so first thing first, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one here and delete this one as well. I'm just gonna leave this one for my demo. And let's go back to the plan view here. All right, Okay, so first thing first, I'm gonna need a wall. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and use the architecture wall, and doesn't matter the type of wall here. Like I said, these are just the generic wall types. I'm gonna go ahead and use the 8-inch just fine, and I'm gonna draw a wall across like so. Okay, so I'm gonna put it over here. All right, second thing I'm gonna do, I want to make sure that my handrail is on is overlapping on top of my wall. So for that, I can either move it like so to the center, or I can simply say, hey, I want to edit the path here. I want to make sure that, you know, my handrail is just kind of right in the center of my wall, and I'm gonna go and delete this path just like that. Okay, so let's take a look in the 3D view. You notice that right now, if I go to the wireframe, my railing is inside my wall, and that's okay. That's okay. So like I said, my light was what, 5 feet in height. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set my wall height to be 5 feet as well. And let's go to the shaded mode, or let's just, okay, you know what, let's stay in the wireframe mode right now. Okay, here's the trick. What I really want to do is to go to the wall here, and by using the edit profile. Okay, so let's go to edit profile, and let's go to the front of this elevation in 3D. So during the edit profile mode here, I'm going to be using the start and end art, and I'm basically changing the shape of the top of my profile or wall profile to do that. Okay, I'm kind of basically drawing this concave or concave shape or art like that. Of course, I want to delete this outline and go ahead and finish my edit wall. And let's go back to the side view, and this time I'm gonna go ahead and go to the shaded mode. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to what, to this railing. All right, and you know, if you've been using railing for a while, you know, since 2017 Revit, you can now host a railing to the top of the wall. Okay, to the top of the wall. And let's check out what it will do. I'm gonna select this wall and say pick new host, and I'm gonna select this wall right there. Okay, look at that. Now if I go to the front elevation, you see that my railing, now the cable of the railing is kind of like sagging. All right, how cool is that? Okay, that's the trick. All right, you'll be like, okay, then now what's gonna happen? Again, my railing is at the top of the wall, right? Yeah, and I'm gonna see the wall. So I just don't want to see the wall, right? So can I do something about it? Yes, you can. So this is another hack here. All right, I'm gonna select this wall here. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to go to the base offset. I'm gonna drop it by 5 feet. All right, I'm gonna drop it by 5 feet, and yet I'm gonna keep the wall as 5 feet tall. All right. Okay, so basically what happens is you'll see that my wall is actually below finished floor. I literally kind of hide the wall, right? Again, if you look at the plan view, you don't see that wall right there. Well, again, that's just one of the trick. Well, you still see the wall if you look underneath, right? Well, you can do more. Okay, I'm gonna select this wall. Depends on where you are right now. I'm in my, again, of the box template. There's these faces here. I need to make sure that this wall is assigned to the previous face. Again, assuming everything is under new construction, I want to make sure that this wall get assigned to the existing face. That's the first thing. Now this is like an existing wall. And the second thing is, once I select the wall, I want this wall to be demolished in the existing phase, and hit apply, and poof, it's gone. Okay? And basically demo the wall, and it disappeared right in front of me. And yet, because my railing is still under the new construction, it is created new construction, it is here to stay. Okay, so now no matter where you go, you're not going to see that curved wall anywhere. Again, in 3D view, in plan view, or even elevation, you're not gonna see that. And that's how you utilize this hack here. So again, if you need to make changes, of course, you have to make sure that the wall get, I guess, you can set the filter to none so they can see the wall, and you can go back to the profile and edit the wall shape, the shape of the wall, in order to change the shape of how you want it. But again, as long as this railing attached to this wall is going to have this sagging effect for the duration of the project. Okay. All right, I know this is a long video. I hope you stay in the end till the end of the video, and I'm gonna have to make sure that you learn something this time. Okay, and so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and or leave a comment if you want, or if you have any questions, or you just want to engage with me, or subscribe to my channel. So I know this is a lot of steps with this tutorial today. So here's what happened. Like I said, let's go back to the sample file here. Okay, if you want a copy of this sample project, like I said, I made spend some time in making this family so that it just comes with some settings. You can do it with the round post, or you can do it with round post or square post. You can change the light bulb types. So if you want a copy of this family, I'm gonna leave some detailed information in the description below. Okay, so check out the description so you'll learn how to download a copy of this railing system or this string light family. So then you can play around with that, or you can use it for your project, or you can kind of reverse engineer how I put together as a learning material. Okay, all right. Like I said, hope you like this video. This is a pretty long video, and like I said, if you have stayed until the end of this video, I would very much thank you for your time. Really appreciate it, and stay tuned for the future tutorial. Thank you for watching again. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.